Hey Sagittarius, welcome back to Owlchemist Tarot, serving tarot straight up. So this is your July monthly reading, and I'm going to be pulling a card for money, career, love, communications, what you need to be aware of, and then a card for each week of the month. If you are new to my channel, thank you, and make sure you subscribe so you know when new videos come out. And if you're a return subbie, I really appreciate it. Thank you. So naturally, before I even got on camera, I spilled water on myself, as you do. So I know that might be an eyesore. Try to look at my fun glasses. All right, let's see what's going on. I am filming this in June, and we are just getting out of this Mercury retrograde, out of the shadow phase. I'll tell you what, this Mercury was, the retrograde was a bastard. I mean, there's no other way to say it. It's awful. Sometimes they impact me and sometimes they don't, and this one was not so fun, okay? So let's see what we have. Sag. Okay. Okay. All right. Sagittarius, I feel this month there's a little bit of kind of some push and pull energy, meaning that it's almost like you are nervous to take some forward movement, even though you know it's the right thing to do. Sag, as a fire sign, you tend to stay in your head quite a bit. Kind of similar to an air sign. You're in your head, you overthink, you overanalyze, and this is asking you this month to really rely on faith, okay? And I don't mean religious faith. I mean, if that helps you, great. I mean faith in yourself, okay? So ultimately, if you want to make change, then you have to take some risk, okay? Now, I always tell people, take the risk that you can tolerate. You don't have to go full throttle if it's going to make you sick to your stomach, okay? But Sagittarius, you're going to have to make a decision and trust yourself that you'll always find your feet. You got the Magician card for kind of the overall communications and things that you want to watch out for. Sag, this is really asking you to take the control back and also be a leader. Be confident. The Magician knows how to make things happen, right? And sometimes the Magician can be known as the trickster. In Sagittarius, I feel like if anything could come up around that energy, the trickster energy, is you self-sabotaging yourself because you're overthinking. Be confident. Stand resolute and know that you're going to always land on your feet, because it doesn't matter what choice you make, you're always going to learn, become wiser, and even find blessings and opportunities on that path. And I always say to people, don't be scared that you're going to make the wrong decision, because ultimately you're always going to end up on the path that you're meant to and supposed to, Sagittarius, okay? So I'm going to say this month, speak with confidence. Understand that you may not have all the details, you may not have the roadmap, but you might have to create things as you go, and that's okay. Go at the speed that makes sense for you, Sag, but you're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to believe and have faith in yourself. So, going into the month around money, we got the Hermit card, strong Virgo energy. Now, I would say this is taking a little bit of a step back, going within. Couple messages here. Are you spending money based on filling a void? Because sometimes like this is kind of going in an introverted type of approach and looking at things a little differently, more kind of maybe even at the subconscious level. I think there's some things around money that you can probably fix, that you can change, and that you're going to have to be taking kind of a deeper dive in the details. I think this is a long time coming for some of you, Sagittarius. This wise mage, or, whatever, even magician, if you want to call it, it's almost like looking into the lantern, knowing that things need to kind of take a shift and move in a different direction. You have the stars above you, guiding you, that intuition, understanding that there is a different path. Maybe for some of you, you're looking at, more conservative ways that maybe you feel more comfortable and confident getting toward retirement. Maybe you're looking at other ways for your money to work for you. You know, this is a strong month kind of getting with a professional, financial advisor or a service that can kind of shine some light on areas with money and finance and maybe you're missing opportunities. You know, retrogrades are always kind of given a really bad rap, but ultimately they're asking us to take a step back and look at things and see how we can reposition ourselves better so we can move forward. So for some of you in July, you're still kind of taking on this approach. I wouldn't overspend this month in July. I think that this is kind of the time to look at how you can save a little bit more, where you can stack up your resources, Sag, okay? Career looks really good. We got Knight of Wands charging in, strong fire energy, representing yourself and your fellow fire signs, Leo and Aries. Now, Knight of Wands is very confident, very taking lead. So it's interesting because I feel like Sagittarius, in your career zone, you're probably at a point where you're an expert, you're a thought leader, you've been doing this gig for a while, so you really know your stuff. So it's almost like you trust yourself almost implicitly. But in other areas of your life, you're like trying to start to figure out what direction or a new direction or a different direction. So there's a little bit of fear and lack of confidence. But in your career, it looks like you're just charging ahead and moving forward. For some of you, this could lead to some travel coming up. I know a lot of companies were kind of putting the kibosh on business travel. Maybe that's going to be starting to lift a little bit for some of you. Travel could happen. Some overseas, but this can be more domestic. I feel like you're going to be meeting with clients more. You have the gift of the gab. You know, maybe if you're in sales, you know, this is kind of, you know, rebuilding some of those networks and relationships that may just have, you know, taken a backseat because of everything that's happened. More face-to-face, one-on-one communication. For some of you, job-wise, you're going to be in your vehicle quite a bit. A lot of travel, but it could be, you know, trains, planes, automobiles type of thing, even in your own vehicle. So career looks good this month. It looks like you're really focusing on deadlines and goals and being very targeted and not letting any other distraction get in the way. Love, well, we got another Knight. We got Knight of Swords. So, oh, Sag. Knight of Swords. Okay, so here's a couple of different things. If you're in a relationship, hold please, I dropped a card. Thought I heard something fall. Knight of Swords is all about communication intellect. Sag, I think this is maybe for you and your partner this month, you might be really starting to be a lot more open with your partner on what's going on. Knight of Swords is usually somebody is charging in. Sometimes this is almost reminds me of when it comes to like communication relationships. It's like, Sag, you will hold a lot in many ways. Not because you don't, if things bother you, get under your skin, Sag, you'll just kind of put a pin in it. You'll kind of not get into it with someone because you are concerned that your filter might not be there when you need it most. Not to say that this is all about arguments, because it's not necessarily, but I think you're going to be opening up and you might blurt out some things to your partner that maybe have been kind of lingering. Remember this month when it comes to love with the Knight of Swords, this is all about how you say something, how you approach something with your partner, not necessarily what you're going to be saying. Knight of Swords, maybe for some of you, you guys are going to be as a couple, you know, trying something very new restaurant, new vacation spot. You're looking at something, you know, exciting and fun, kind of adventurous, spontaneous, which Sag, you love, and kind of getting your partner to get on the bandwagon of just being a little bit more carefree and seeing where life takes you. And for some of you, that certainly could be because, you know, we have the July 4th weekend here in the States. If you're single, I would say that there could be somebody coming in, charging in that's a little bit, maybe off-putting at first. It's because this person can intellectually match you, which doesn't happen all the time. the someone who can banter back and forth with you, very stimulating conversation, very witty, funny, very intelligent, can hold a conversation, very knowledgeable in a lot of subjects, probably pretty worldly too, well-traveled, meaning. And they can kind of put you off guard, Sag, because it's like, oh, I don't know if I like this person. It's almost like they rub you a little bit wrong, but it's also they're intriguing too, Sag. So if you're single, there certainly could be somebody coming in that like kind of puts you off guard a little bit. It's not bad. It's just kind of makes you take a step back and you're like, okay, not used to this. See where it goes. Sometimes the Knight of Swords is not somebody who's always ready to commit. They're a fun time for a short time. Doesn't mean that that's the case for everyone, but keep that in mind, okay? First week of July, we got the Six of Wands. I really feel like overall you guys are going to be walking into July a little bit more lighthearted. You know, this is the victory, success, confidence card. I feel, and this can be more work related where you can kind of come in and you're like, you have some ownership and control over that part of your life. So there can be some good forward movement. You know, again, maybe there's some travel that you're going to be able to do. So you feel like there's freedom and adventure and you kind of feel like your old self again. So I feel like this first week could be exciting for some of you because like I said, the 4th of July, if you're here in the States, Northern Hemisphere, you might be traveling, you know, friends and family, and you kind of just get your mojo back, feeling really good and kind of getting grounded and centered. Second week, you know, mind on your money with the King of Pentacles. Love this energy for you. I really feel like you're going to start to put things in place. You're going to be organized this second week. You're going to feel like, you know, everything's kind of in its place, which makes you feel a little bit better, a little bit like weight lifted off your shoulders. And for some of you, it's just getting the home and hearth kind of in place. You know, it feels good, and I know this sounds funny, but like to clean and to get things, you know, throw out old crap that you haven't touched or looked at, you know, recycle old magazines that you're just like, I haven't read this, I don't know why I still have these. Things like that. You're kind of like cleaning up your space. You're getting more stable. King of Pentacles, like I said, you know, around this whole hermit energy around the money is that you're kind of re-looking at your finances and kind of getting yourself. So I feel like you're kind of making checklists and crossing the box like, yes, I need to talk to a financial advisor. I need to make sure that my strategy around my money is still, you know, in alignment with where I am in life and my goals. Have they shifted? Those types of things. So I feel like the second week you're going to feel a lot better and just kind of feel like you're a little bit more in control, okay? Third week, Queen of Swords. Love this energy. Queen of Swords is no nonsense. You know, this is represents Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, air energy. Queen of Swords is very powerful, very independent, has an authority. You know, like I said, no nonsense in the sense that, you know, I think Sagittarius with this energy, you're picking up on cutting out the things that are no longer needed in your life this third week. Kind of like I was saying, you know, you're kind of cleaning stuff out. You're kind of making room. I feel like you're also doing that in a communication type of way and also with people around you, meaning that you're not going to allow somebody to use your energy. You're not going to allow somebody to kind of put you in a space mentally that you can't get out of. You're going to kind of take your power back. This is also in any type of professional matter. This can mean that you're taking very much of a leadership and authoritative stance. It can be whether, you know, this week you're maybe talking to some, you know, legal folks, you know, financial folks. This is kind of this real like discipline type of energy where you might be tapping into individuals who can kind of get you where you want to be, and they're very cut through the nonsense. Queen of Swords is no BS. Very direct communicator, you know, isn't gonna soften it and, you know, make it, you know, trying to bullshit you. This is really straight to the point, very direct communication. I'm starting to ramble a little bit. So fourth week, awesome energy. You got Seven of Pentacles. You know, Sagittarius, I feel like this last week, I think that you're feeling a lot better the end of the month because you've kind of you've planted seeds, you put things in motion, and not that it's time to harvest necessarily, but you're cultivating the life that you want. You're putting things in the place that you want it. You're starting to take more of an active stance. Seven of Pentacles is, you know, it's kind of in that middle growth area where things are still cultivating, still manifesting. And this last week, again, you're kind of really looking at your overall life and making sure that, especially financially, that things are where they need to be. Are you looking at other ways to make some passive income? Is your debt paid off? How many more years do I have on my mortgage if you have one? Whatever the case is, maybe you're looking at investment properties. All I can tell you is that you're starting to put things in motion in July. And by the end of the month, you're going to feel like you're in a really great place. It's like everything's kind of where it needs to be for now, which is a relief for you, Sag. So thank you so much for watching, Sagittarius. Also, if you don't follow me on TikTok and Instagram, do that because I post there quite a bit and you get more free readings. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.